A merciless murderer from the beyond is taking the members of the same family to the other world, one by one. What skeletons are the poltergeist's victims hiding in their wardrobes? And what do they owe the ghost? Welcome to Psychics Investigate, a channel of true stories about mystical riddles and criminal cases, solved by people with extra abilities who call themselves psychics. Anna Horyacheva from Ukraine contacted the psychics, asking for help. The woman frequently sees a ghost, and she's certain it's her father.
I go to sleep, and when I wake up, I see a ghost close by. It's so close that I can feel its breath. I'm so scared.
And every time after seeing the ghost, Anna finds herself in danger. First, right in the middle of the street, she fell into a manhole. After that, Anna was almost squeezed to death by a malfunctioning elevator door. And then she was electrocuted. And last week, a motorcycle hit Anna while she was crossing the road.
I was dragged along the asphalt and thrown under a car. The drivers of the passing cars stopped and called an ambulance.
Anna is sure it's not a coincidence. Her elder sister, Lyubov, also saw the ghost fairly regularly. And she's dead now. The woman, pregnant with twins, was beaten to death by a stranger in the street.
She was all bruised. He beat her everywhere. She was pregnant. It was extremely hard to see this.
The man didn't steal anything, and he immediately fled the scene. People heard Lyubov screaming and called an ambulance. The woman was taken to the emergency department, but her injuries were fatal. Lyubov didn't survive.
I was the last one to see her in the hospital before she died. I arrived there, but she barely heard me.
Anna was looking into the eyes of her dying sister, who was whispering terrible words.
"You're next." It was awful.
But the weirdest thing is that Anna's father loved his children when he was alive. There were 6 of them in the big family, 2 sons and 4 daughters, to whom their father was a model of an ideal man.
He was perfect. He had a good, mild character.
Anna's mother died when the girl was 7. The father had to raise the 6 children alone.
Of course, we had difficult times. There were 6 of us, so we always had problems with the money. But we were never hungry.
The woman says that after her mother died, her father didn't give up and did the best he could. But the terrible loss eventually broke him. The man was diagnosed with cancer. He desperately fought the condition for many years until it finally took his life.
He had pains. When Lyubov and I last saw him in the hospital, it was the first time I'd ever seen him sobbing. It was the last time we saw our father.
But even in her nightmares, Anna couldn't have imagined that her loving father could become a murderous spirit who would be hunting his own children.
I couldn't even imagine it would ever be possible.
Anna is 30. Her greatest dream is to become a mother. And she wants to marry, so she's begging the psychics to help her.
The psychics are my last and only hope.
The project's psychics, Jana Shulakova and Olga Kalinova from the Czech Republic, took up the investigation. They immediately set out to see Anna.
When I tuned in to their father yesterday, the cards showed me something very strange. Unrequited love and rape.
This is horrific. Could Anna's father rape anybody?
I had a strange dream. A young woman wearing a wreath of white flowers. She held out the wreath to me and said, "I can't kill anymore." She's here, and she says her name is Lyudmila. The woman showed me her grave. There were purple flowers on it, and I felt that she died in the last days of winter. Almost on her birthday.
We need to ask Anna. She might know her.
Anna is a cargo crane operator. She has just finished her shift, and the psychics meet her in the downtown.
Hello?
Hello?
I'm relieved to see you.
Could you hold it, please?
Anna, did you happen to know a deceased woman named Lyudmila? She died in later winter, almost on her birthday.
I have no idea who it could be.
It's weird. Then why did her spirit visit us?
Who could be pushing Anna into the other world? Is it her father? Or could it be the mysterious woman who Olga Kalinova saw in her dream?
Do you have a photo of your deceased sister?
I do.
I'd like to tune into her energy to know what kind of force took her away.
Yes, yes.
I see her next to you.
Immediately after they started talking, I felt the warmth spreading on my left arm and leg.
My feelings tell me that your sister indeed fell prey to some kind of spirit. But she claims your father didn't kill her. It wasn't him. Your father loved you a lot. He's like a guarding angel. He's protecting you. This is the only reason you're still alive.
If it's not her father, then who's to blame for Anna constantly being in danger? The energy of Anna's sister's spirit didn't let the psychics tune in and concentrate, so they went further away from the place where they communicated with the woman's spirit.
At that moment, the cards showed me another death. A young man, Anna's blood relative. He was taken away by the same otherworldly force. It must be your brother.
Yes, my elder brother. It came as a surprise for everyone. It happened before the new year. My sister called me and said our brother was dead.
This is horrendous. Another death in the family. It turned out Anna's brother Valery had a heart attack. He was only 31.
I have a feeling that everyone in your family bears the death mark.
Could we see your other relatives now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Anna phones her sisters and brother. Soon afterward, they arrive to see the psychics.
Hello, my name is Olho.
Valentina.
Serhi?
Hold the cards in your hands, please. The moment I took the cards from Olha, I saw the same woman from my vision standing behind her. With her hand, she reached out to Olha's heart.
Ow, something's squeezing. Ouch.
Give her water. Let her sit down. Breathe. Breathe deeper. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Take a breath. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Yes.
The dead woman did it. This is her who is killing your family. She's going to take you all away, one by one. But most probably, the dead woman didn't want to kill those people. Some kind of magic spell made her a murderer. It was done by some woman. I hear her saying, "If I don't get what is mine, I'll destroy them. They're going to die like puppies." Who could wish something like this to you?
Our neighbor. Yes, she could curse us.
The cards showed me that the woman was allegedly trying to become these children's mother, but she failed for some reason, and she's borne a grudge ever since.
She had no children.
Did she want to adopt you?
Yes,
To see if the neighbor is really connected to the deaths in the family, I tuned into the past, to the moment when the children lost their mother. What I saw there horrified me. Your mother, her death was terrible.
Yes, she died, giving birth.
She delivered Serhi, and when the doctors left her, she bled to death.
But I don't understand why your neighbor wanted to take you away. You had the father.
he was disabled. He used to work at the factory and a pipe fell on his foot and injured him.
After his wife died, the man had to work several jobs to provide for his children. Once, he seriously injured his foot and ended up disabled. Social services became interested in the family right away. Fortunately, the grandmother took custody of the children.
Our grandma was a brilliant person. I'm so grateful to her that I can't.
The cards told me the same force that took 2 of her children killed your mother. And this happened because of the magic of the woman with whom your mother had a conflict. Did your mother have a conflict with your neighbor?
Yes, they conflicted a lot.
Where does that woman live?
Where we grew up.
Is it far from here?
It's 10 kilometers away.
10 minutes later, the psychics arrived there. Anna and her sisters and brother left the village long ago, and their grandmother, who they used to visit here, died a few years ago.
This is where she lives, and that is our house.
Hello.
Hello. We're helping this family.
I know these ladies. Such beauties they are. They grew up without their father and mother, but how beautiful they are. But I haven't seen Serhii for a long time. I barely recognize him. Well, you look at this handsome young man.
You're saying such good things about them, but they told us you cursed them and their mother and wished them all death.
I never cursed them. God forbid. You know how it is in a village? Maybe I did get angry one day, but it's really nothing.
My cards told me that the woman didn't practice magic, and her curse was ordinary swearing. Besides, she didn't mean evil to anybody in this family. You swore because you were deeply unhappy. You couldn't control yourself, looking at the happy woman, a mother of many children. I feel now that your greatest wish in life was to give birth to a child.
Of course it was. But God's will for me was to live without any children.
You're alone and you're also alone. Help them, please. And you help her, please, as neighbors.
Thank you, children. There wasn't a day when I didn't think of you. I thought of you every day.
It turned out she never meant evil to nobody. She's unhappy, but she's not evil.
She's here, the dead woman in the wreath. She's entered the yard.
The window pane cracked. I'm terrified.
I have goosebumps.
I looked around and recognized the yard. Jana. The dead woman turned this house into ruins. I saw it in my vision.
The dead woman won't stop until she deals with everyone in the family. The love that was attempted to be taken by force is the reason for that. I see an outraged, offended woman in this yard. She's arguing with your mother. She's shouting, "You must leave him."
Dad?
He's a bastard. He's a rapist.
A rapist?
We don't know this woman, but there was such a story.
Grandma told us.
There was a woman who asked Dad to give her a lift on his motorcycle. Dad had an Ural with a sidecar. She asked him to give her a lift somewhere where it was too far to walk. Long story short, he did it, but she then claimed he'd raped her.
Did she tell your mother this?
Yes.
But your mother tells her to go away. She says, "You're lying, go away from here."
Wait, but the cards are telling me that your father was detained by the police because of the rape.
She complained to the police. They arrived and said he'd raped her and that they had a claim from the victim.
So they took Dad and put him in jail.
Wait. What if the woman who blamed their father put the death spell on the family and is killing all of its members?
It's quite possible. But who can tell us the truth about this woman?
Dad, only Dad knew who she was.
We need to summon his spirit.
Where is he buried?
It's not far from here.
The father of the family and his wife and children are buried in the same cemetery. 15 minutes later, the psychics are there.
We summoned your father's spirit, but your mother is also here. She says she's happy to see you as adults. She loves you so much.
Mum, why didn't I see you in my dreams? Why won't you visit me?
Your mother says she didn't want to scare you, but she's always been around.
We miss you so much.
We miss your advice and your embrace.
I still remember her scent. I couldn't sleep. And if I did sleep, it was only pressing her gown to me. That was the only option possible. Mum, it was so hard for me.
My children, I wish I could embrace each of you. I wish I could embrace you, son, because you've never seen me in your life.
I love you too. For a moment, I felt motherly warmth, as if I was embracing my mom. I don't think you can ever feel something like this if you never saw your mother.
I've always been around. I lulled you in the cradle, and I was next to you when you were ill.
Anna recalls that after her little brother was brought from the hospital, his cradle rocked itself.
Grandma told me that she once woke up to someone singing a lullaby, and she said the cradle was rocking itself. Mom came to lull him, so he would sleep. I felt warmth in Mom's scent.
I feel like Mom is embracing me. Mom, visit us more often. It might be in a dream, but please come to talk to me.
And your father, he's standing and crying.
Wait, was your father's guilt proven in court?
No, he was released because of the lack of evidence.
This woman wanted to punish the man for his refusal to be with her. It's a revenge. The revenge caused by female jealousy.
She was head over heels in love with him, so she claimed it. So Mom would leave him because he allegedly raped someone.
I felt that the man simply talked to this woman cheerfully at some celebration. But she fell in love with him and decided to take him away from the family, whatever it took her.
She used lies and slander. But when it didn't work, the woman decided to use magic to get rid of her rivals.
She was looking for the hands that would kill the whole family, and she succeeded in it. It's the woman that you saw.
The dead woman in the wreath. She's standing behind you.
Hush, hush.
Water! Water! Water!
The woman in the wreath grabbed me by the hand. I'm all right. This woman who's killing, her grave is nearby. We need to find her real quick. Oh God, this is her, the dead woman in the wreath of white flowers. Her name is Lyudmila, the purple flowers and the date of her death, late winter. She died almost on her birthday.
We don't know this woman.
We don't even know who she was.
You don't necessarily need to know her. She doesn't want to kill you. She was forced to do so by magic. The magic was done by the woman who loved your father.
I see tiny white flowers. It's a wedding wreath.
Mom wore a similar white wreath for her wedding.
The grandmother told her grandchildren that some woman from their village asked their mother for her wedding wreath, claiming she wanted it for her own wedding.
And Mom gave her the wreath.
Your mom's rival asked the village woman to take the wreath from your mom, and then she buried it in the grave. The desperate marriage wrecker made this stranger's spirit a murderer.
And I can't take the wreath.
God, please do something.
We could only carry out the ritual to break the deal. Olga and I recited special prayers that break spells. Anna and her sisters and brother had to address the dead woman to ask her to leave them alone forever.
Ludmila, please leave us alone. May your soul have peace. Please, I beg you, let us live normal lives.
Let go of us, please. I'm begging you from the bottom of my heart.
I feel that she'll leave you. She won't touch your family, but she'll go where the guilty person is.
The woman who made her do it?
It is her right to revenge. We can't stop her.
You are going to be all right.
Thank you so much. We are extremely grateful.
It is hard to believe what a terrible magic crime the passion for someone else's husband can force a woman to commit. However, having received no love, she wished for so much. The unlucky marriage wrecker will have to suffer the punishment she deserved. If you're impressed by this mystical story, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Unbelievable story of a black widow. Why is a woman burying her beloved men one after another? Watch the shocking revelation of the forbidden love union. In this episode, the psychics respond to the call for help from Tetiana Nazarova from Ukraine. The young woman is desperate. All the men who appear in her life die soon.
It's a glob of pain that won't go.
Her 4 husbands died. She buried all of them. She's all alone.
Tetiana's first husband was taken by an illness. The second one was beaten to death, while the third had a sudden heart failure. Her 4th husband committed suicide.
People say the problem is in me. They call me a black widow.
Tetiana blames herself for the deaths. This thought is driving her insane.
I've even decided I would never date anyone or live with men anymore.
However, this is not all. Her friends stopped talking to Tetiana, and they avoid her. Her neighbors won't even say hello and try not to communicate with her. Women are afraid Tetiana can kill their husbands.
There's fear of her. Some kind of inner fright.
She's a witch and must be burned on fire.
She was probably cursed, or I don't know.
I beg the psychics to help me understand what's going on. I'm only 37, and I want to live on. I wish to have a family. I hate to hurt people around me.
Psychics Jana Shulakova and Larisa Hutsanu agreed to help Tetiana. Before setting out for the investigation, they meet to discuss what they feel.
Look.
The Black Widow.
Black widows usually drink the energy of the men they live with, replenishing their own energy. But something is terribly wrong here. When I worked with her photo, I saw a strange creature. It was little, like a dwarf, and had a hump on its back, creepy hands, and a big nose. It's holding Tetiana by her shoulders, and when she raises her hands, she holds men's heads in them.
I see a different thing. First, there are crosses. 1, 2. The first one is near, while the second one is farther away. Then I see a short woman approached by a man. When the couple embraces, the sky above them becomes stormy. It turns dark and frightening, and the couple crumbles to dust.
The psychics come to see Tetiana. She's barely holding her emotions.
My soul hurts for the deaths that have already happened. If this doesn't stop, I'm afraid I can hurt myself.
You shouldn't even think of such things.
But what do I do?
The cat that jumped on the fence from the street suddenly interrupts the psychics.
Animals see otherworldly forces and spirits. So when the cat appeared, I also saw a silhouette rushing around us to and fro. It keeps flitting and it won't stop. The strange entity approached Tetiana, and then it seemed it dissolved in her. The picture sent chills down my spine, and the death energy emanated from Tetiana immediately. Mikhailo.
Mikhailo is our sound engineer. He suddenly got unwell and passed out. Everyone's terrified, trying to revive him.
Mikhailo, how are you?
Mikhailo was shivering. He felt so bad that he couldn't even move. It felt like all energy was suddenly sucked out of him.
I've dealt with Black Widows before. They drink their husband's energy for years. What happened to Mikhailo happened in a split second. Mikhailo, try to remember what you felt before you fainted. This is very important.
I felt being smothered. First, I thought it was my jacket collar. Then something hit me in my chest. It was a hard blow. I don't feel well.
In the yard, I saw a silhouette that literally entered Tetiana. She felt nothing, but Mikhailo fainted the very moment it happened. Let's stop filming for a while. We need time to understand what's going on, and Mikhailo needs a protection spell. This is very dangerous. We don't understand what we're facing.
My God, this is terrible. I don't want it anymore. I want to leave.
Wait up. Oh, Kayal's calling.
The clairvoyant's colleague was extremely worried. Kayal Alekperov started talking of some deadly danger that threatened the whole crew and the psychics.
He felt something. He says it's somehow related to our story. He wants to help us.
This is what we need.
I was preparing for a prayer when I had a vision. A young woman with large blue eyes. She was surrounded by the project's crew. Then a hideous entity emerged behind her. It resembled a man with a hump on his back, but he was very short. He pointed his finger at several crew members, and they fell dead. All of them were men.
The psychic described the same entity that Larisa Hutsanu saw before the investigation. But what kind of spirit is it? And why is it threatening the lives of other people?
We put a protection spell on us, Mikhailo, and the entire crew, but we can't tell how long it will last. We don't have much time, a few hours at most. Once the entity decides to food on somebody else, it's going to be a nightmare.
The clairvoyants return to the yard. Tetiana is too worried. She says she won't take another death.
This pendant will encapsulate you so the information or energy won't escape you. You'll be like in a box. Thus, I can work, and Larisa can work too without any threat.
My djinn says, search for a man, but fear his son. But who am I supposed to find? One of this blue-eyed woman's husbands? Or somebody else?
It's been leading me that way, to the left all the time. I need to go there. Ah, my goodness! What happened here? There's blood.
What did you see?
My husband. He was torn apart. He was lying here and his body was torn to bloody pieces.
It's awful. Tetiana found the body of her last husband, who was torn to pieces, right where the psychics are standing. He was a military man, and he killed himself with a grenade.
I see him. A dark-eyed man with broad eyebrows. He's broad-shouldered. He extends his hand towards me, and there's a piece of paper in it.
A note. He left me a note. In it, he wrote that he loved all of us and asked to give his regards to Vika. She's his daughter. He said it was all his fault.
As it turned out, Tetiana's husband had a brain tumor. Every day, he suffered from unbearable pain, and to rid himself of it, he decided to commit suicide.
I left for work in the morning. I called him at about 10 or 11, but he didn't pick up the phone. Then I felt something was wrong. I caught a bus and returned, crying all the way home. It was raining hard. When I came here, I saw him lying here. His body was torn to pieces. Is he here now?
Yes, he's next to you. He wanted to spend his life with you until you both grew old. It's very hard for him. He says, "I loved her so much. She was my world."
Ow! God!
Did you feel his touch?
Yes, it was like a wave that flowed on me.
He's asking you to forgive him, and he's crying. His head is bent down, and he's crying.
I asked Victor's spirit how he died, and the only thing he told me was, "The dwarf killed me." What dwarf? Did he mean someone real or the entity from the netherworld? But what matters most is, how did he kill Tetiana's husband?
I couldn't get one thing, though. If Tetiana wasn't a traditional Black Widow, then why did all her husbands and lovers die? It was as if some sort of entity, feeding on sexual energy, had taken possession of her. But the question was, why?
I see an image of the blue-eyed woman. I see her as a teenager, and next to her is the spirit of a young man. Dear God, people around her were dying even back then.
And indeed, the boy Tetiana loved at school, her classmate Yevhen, died a few months after they began dating.
When I was in the 9th grade, the boy, Evgen, I have his photo, died.
He went to bed and never woke up. The doctors said the cause for the death was a dislodged blood clot. He was only 14. Soon after that, Tetiana had another boyfriend, but he was murdered 6 months later.
He was beaten up badly. We barely recognized him.
Other teenagers beat him up. He was 17.
I see a man. Who is this man?
What does he look like?
He's about 50. The spirit of some man appeared next to us, but then it vanished suddenly. The next moment, I saw it from afar. It was moving away from us. And then some force dragged me after it sharply. My God.
Larissa.
The dwarf is hunting. This is what my book is telling me. God, who is he? There's only one thing I feel clearly. He's going to take someone else's life. Something must be done urgently.
It brings death. My power is leaving me.
Larissa? Quiet, quiet. Bring water.
When the neighbors heard the noise, they rushed outside, and they're trying to help.
God! The dwarf is trying to attack one of my colleagues. It may have fatal consequences, and her heart may not take it. She must be saved.
People, bring smelling salt.
Her hands are getting cold. We need to hurry.
Does anybody have smelling salt? Yes, got it.
The situation was going out of control rapidly. The protection spell Larissa and I put on everybody was getting weaker, and the entity attacked Larissa. It seemed it was the same entity that had almost killed Mikhailo. Larissa, do you feel any better?
Yes. At first I was pulled somewhere by the spirit of a man. Then some other entity attacked and took away my powers. While I was running along the road, the man's spirit kept repeating, "Go to my cross."
Yes, I saw a cemetery nearby. Do you mean the spirit was dragging you to its grave?
We need to go to the cemetery.
Look, what we have here, there, is a man who died. This man seems to be your family. Has any of your relatives died?
My father died 2 years ago. He was 70 and he had stomach cancer.
Tetiana's father was her mother's second husband. Tetiana has a stepsister from her mother's first marriage. But what is the connection between her father and the fact that the men she loves die?
Is your father buried far away from here?
A 10-minute ride.
Let's go.
The spirit of Tetiana's father was standing by his grave. He was waiting for us. He was clenching his fists and crying. He asked us, "Tell my daughter the truth and ask her to forgive us." I have a feeling there are many things you and your father had to tell each other, but you didn't.
I didn't feel my father's kindness. He distanced himself from me.
I noticed a woman approaching us. It was another spirit, and she was asking for forgiveness. There's a woman here, a woman's spirit. She's short and plump, and she looks older.
This is Dad's mother, Grandma Olha.
She's standing behind the cross. I had a vision. A room with a bed. Tetiana's father and grandmother are sleeping in it. For a few seconds, I saw what happened before it. It made me sick. Wow, such skeletons in the wardrobe. So, your father and grandmother had a relationship.
Sexual?
Yes.
Oh, God.
They had a connection. It was incest.
Tetiana is shocked. Is it really the truth? How could the psychic's words be verified? We tried to discuss this delicate matter with Tetiana's mother, but she refused to comment.
Mom always bore a grudge against Dad. She still sometimes recalls how he cheated on her. She received a call from someone. It was a woman who told her, "Helena, you must arrive quick. Your vassal is in bed with a woman." And she still sees the picture of them in bed. She'll be 76 soon, but she can't forget it. It hurt her a lot.
Tetiana's mother never told her who her father was with. However, it turns out that her stepsister knows everything.
Yes, it's such a shame. I was shocked. My stepfather, he had a relationship with his own mother. I know it because Mom told me.
This is a truly horrendous situation, but when this happened, Tetiana was only 8. What relation does she have to it?
God, I finally understand the meaning of the words. Find a man, but fear his son. It's about Tetiana's father. Now I feel that he has an energetic offspring, and it's not like all the rest. This is the dwarf that the book showed me. As a result of the sinful affair, this terrible creature, the invisible entity, was begotten. It's an energetic glob of their sin. It's not a person. It's an entity that wants to live too.
So this is why it's been feeding on sexual energy. It appeared as a result of a sinful connection.
But why is the entity the psychics mentioned tormenting Tetiana?
The energetic offspring that appeared as a result of the incest was searching for a body in which it could live, and he possessed the body of the blue-eyed woman. At that moment, energetically, she was the weakest in the family. With her, he was getting stronger and stronger until he became a real monster.
I'll leave you the pendant. It's going to protect you, so nothing will reach you or harm people around you. But most importantly, we had to break the link between Tetiana and the spirit, which had been regularly taking possession of her, feeding on the energy of those who were around her.
The psychics go to the van, where they begin the preparation for the ritual.
Larissa, take the salt and pour it in. Close it. Let's go and bury it. The entity will stay here, and it won't bother Tetiana or the people who are around her.
Thank you so much. I can't hold back a smile. Am I going to be all right?
Of course. Everything's going to be fine.
Thank you so much.
It's hard to believe what consequences the sinful connection between a mother and a son had. If you're impressed by the story, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel, so you won't miss new investigations by our psychics.